Hey there, everybody. In this video, I'm going to cover how to create your very first personalized animated GIF with you in it. This is something we've been talking about in regards to virtual presence. And what's an easy first step to start creating this virtual presence outside of creating a video? This is it, creating your very own animated GIF featuring you as the character in the GIF. So let's jump into it. We are going to do this in Canva. So first things first, I have supplied you with some template assets. So there's a link that I've given to you, a couple of GIF templates, and it has this stuff in it. It has a couple different backgrounds and some frames that you can use. So you can just click on these, click download, and use whichever ones you want. The frames here, these are some pretty cool frames. They are animated. You can see that light glint every once in a while loop through the word. These are just very general sort of things that we say to our students. Words of encouragement, great job, excellent, high five, well done. So download whichever you want, or you could use your own. What I'm about to show you will work with your own assets as well. I just wanted to make sure I provided as much as I can to make this as plug and play as possible. So download what you want. Some of the things that I've created here, I've sort of based this off of research and just observation from what I've seen on social media and marketing companies do as far as how they position their spokes character. So I'll talk about that a little bit more, but that was the impetus, that was the inspiration with how I created these templates. So once you have your template material, we're going to go into Canva. So jump into Canva here on the home page. We are going to find the template that we want to use. Now, before we do that, I'm going to show you sort of the end result. We'll start at the beginning and sort of reverse engineer, work our way back. But this is what we're going to build here in this video. Something that looks like this. Mr. B giving his students a high five. We've got the animated text there. And again, this is just based off of what I've seen. We have a little headshot here. And then we have sort of a more sort of quarter shot or full body shot here animated. So again, just best practices I've seen as I've gone through and researched some of these GIFs myself. Now let's go back and let's build this from scratch. So going back to that home page, that landing page, let's look for this template, this Instagram post. It's a square. That's what we want. It's the best aspect ratio for creating what we want to create, which are these personalized GIFs. It's 1080 by 1080 here. You can see the dimensions. If you can't find it, you can come up here and search. But go ahead, once you find it, open up that Instagram template, and you want to come up to your uploads. Now, if you've downloaded some template materials, this is where you're going to upload the files, or you can just come up here and drag and drop if you want. So I have some of the template materials already loaded here. So I'm going to start with adding my background. So I'm just going to click it. We have some handles around this background, which means I can adjust it, which is what I'm going to do because I want it to fill this entire canvas. So I'm going to move the corner up to the corner there, and I'm going to grab one of the handles and bring it all the way down to that other opposite corner, the opposite end there. So just so we fill that entire area. Now let's look for the frame. Now the frame, you can see, is not going to go in images. It's going to go in videos, right? Because it's an actual animated GIF. So go to your videos here, and I'm going to click, I've downloaded the high five one. We're going to do the exact same thing, right? We're going to bring it up to the corner, and then we're going to drag the other corner down to the opposite corner just to fill that out. So that frame is on the outside. So from here, we are going to actually put in our clip of ourselves. In this case, it's going to be me. So we have some raw footage here. you can see me giving a high five. I've got my green screen behind me. I start the video, I stop the video. Now the clapping, that's just some sort of visual cue for me when I go to edit. This is where I need to start. I don't have to kind of scrub through and go, hey, where are we starting? I can watch for my hands. So let's edit this video because right now it's about 13 seconds long. I mean, your typical animated GIF that we're going to make is anywhere from 5 seconds to 10 seconds. So let's edit this down. First thing you want to do is let's crop this. Now, one of the workarounds, if you don't have a green screen, is going in Zoom. And you can set your background as a green screen. You can just look online for a green screen background. You can make your own in PowerPoint. But that's what I did here. I made my my background, my green screen, and I recorded myself in Zoom. It's probably the easiest way to do this because then you have your recording there. So with that said, you're going to want to make sure that your lighting's good and you know, you have a solid background. If you don't have a green screen, just make sure your background is solid. You're going to see here why in just a moment. But I want to edit this video. So first thing I want to do, I'm going to click it, make it active. You can see those handlebars show up again. And that's sort of indicating to you that this is now the active clip that you're working on. And notice all the tools up here, right? If I click outside of my clip, those go away. So if you don't see your tools, just make sure that you are clicked into the clip and it is active. So I'm going to come here to the crop tool. That's usually what I do first, just because a lot of times in Zoom, which is what I use, you'll see my name down in the bottom left-hand corner. I just like to crop that out and hit enter. I don't want to see my name. Right? But you can see it sort of deactivates the clip, so we have to activate it again. Now I'm going to come to the scissors icon here, and we want to trim this clip, so go ahead and click that. I'm going to grab the handle at the very beginning, and I'm going to start dragging. Right? I can see where my hands are there. So I want to be in a sort of a neutral position, smiling. Remember, this is an animated GIF, so one of the best practices is to have a starting position, do your gesture, and then go back to that same position so that the GIF can loop. You don't have to do that. Again, just best practice. So I'm going to kind of drag and see when I start to lift up my hand for the high five. Right there, I can see my hand. So I'm going to go back a little bit right before that, maybe right about there. I'm up and down, I'm smiling, sort of in a neutral position. That's a good place to start. There we go. Now I'm going to come to the end, right? I don't want to be looking down and clicking out of my Zoom room there. So I'm going to drag this all the way, and I'm going to try to find where my hand's up. It's right there. And when I put my hand down, right after that, this is where I want to stop. Give it sort of a beat or two. And look, I'm back in that neutral position. I'm smiling. So that's a good place to end. So let's go ahead and end there. Let's kind of watch it. Okay, that's good. I'd maybe give it a couple more beats at the end. Maybe there. Okay, there we go. I think that's good. Let's go ahead and click done. And now we've taken that clip down to almost 13 seconds, down to 3. Right? Down to 3 seconds. That's perfect. Some of your clips are going to be longer. A high five really isn't all that much, right? You're lifting up your hand. Some might be longer, but this is good. So now what we want to do is the background remover. This is why you need that solid background. Doesn't need to be a green screen, but that's best practice, because one of the challenges with Canva is once you hit background remover, you get what you get, right? So if there's any background left around you or your hand or whatever, there's really no way to go back and sort of refine those adjustments. In future videos, I'll show you different tools and software where you can do that. But this is an introduction, right? This is how you get started, these little baby steps. So once you get comfortable here, we can evolve. But this is why you want that green screen, that good lighting. So I'm going to hit background remover. A lot of times you're going to see a number pop up and you're going to sort of see a percentage, and you're going to see sort of like a wheel as it's processing. It takes a second a couple times. I've been in Canva a lot today with this clip, so it probably doesn't need time to process, but just don't worry if you do see it sort of processing. That's normal. So we'll hit play again. There we go. It's pretty good. You see a little, you can see a little artifact around my fingers there, right? If you stop, see if I can catch this. Little bit. I mean, nobody's going to notice. But again, if you get comfortable and you start becoming sort of like me and you start noticing these little things and want to get perfect, we'll go over some ways to do that in a future video. But this looks good. I like this. So next thing I want to do is grab one of these handles because I want to make this bigger. Right? I want to be bigger. I want to be more prominent in this video. This looks good. But what do you notice? You can't see the high five now. You can't see the high five text. So how do we fix that? Well, we're going to right click. We're going to choose layer. And then down on the new window that opens up, down at the bottom, we're going to select show layer. So now we have these layers over here on the left hand side. For those of you new to this concept of layers, think of layers like a sandwich, right? You have your top piece of bread, you have your lettuce, you have your cheese, you have your meat, and then you have your bottom layer of bread. Now, if you're looking down at the sandwich, you're going to see the top layer of bread. You'll also see like the corners of the lettuce, and you'll see the corners of maybe the cheese and the meat. You won't see the whole thing. Same with the bottom bread. Maybe you'll see a little bit. But the concept's the same. So whatever is on top is going to cover what comes after it, right? So you have to think of it that way. So right now, if you notice, my video is on top. So it's blocking what's right underneath it, which is the frame. The frame has the text. So let's grab that video. And let's move it behind the frame. Ah, see? Now we can see our text. Look how sharp that looks. Look how nice that looks. So we're going to kind of move this around. Let's play it. Let's see what this looks like. All right, that's good. I might move myself a little bit over here, but that looks good. Next, the last piece I'm going to put on this is I'm going to go back to images. Again, this is not something you have to do. The way I've set this template up is you have your text here, which is some sort of general encouragement. Again, think of those hallway moments that I've mentioned before. A high five, a great job, a fist pump, excellent, well done, those kind of things. That's going to be here. Underneath that, I've left some sort of blank space, this solid color space. Why did I do that? That's so you can go back and edit these templates, because maybe one year you're teaching, programming, the next year it's keyboarding, maybe it's English one year. You can sort of create your own personal messages under there. Without having to redo the entire animated GIF. So that's why that's there. That's the intention behind that. Personalize that a little bit. And then this little blank box here, that's for a headshot, right? That's for one of these. And again, I did that because as I researched, as I studied, that's kind of what I saw best practice, with marketing and social media is they had sort of that longer shot from, I guess it's a quarter shot, maybe from the waist up or from the chest up. And then they had a headshot. So I sort of replicated that. You don't have to do that. Or in this little box, you could put something else. But I'm going to put my headshot here. And again, if we right click and we go look at our layers, my headshot is now the topmost layer, which is not what we want, right? We sort of want all of our layers to be behind our frame. Our frame should be our topmost layer. So I'm going to just drag that and put it behind. And you can see the frame kind of pop in front of that headshot. So I'm going to hit play. This looks good, right? We've got this moving, looping video of myself giving a high five. We've got a little headshot of myself as well, just to give that the GIF more visual interest, and just it's another opportunity to show my face. We want our kids to see our face. Got our high five. We've got everything. We are done with this GIF. Now, again, as you get more comfortable, historically I've put some stuff over here in this corner here. Maybe you'll put some stuff in the background, and maybe you'll just add some more layers, some more flair. But this is it. Let's go back and look at the layers right now. we have 1, 2, 3, 4 layers. That's it, 4 layers, and we are done with our GIF. Once you're satisfied, come over here to the top right-hand corner and click the share button. And then we're going to choose download. Now, please notice when you choose download, a lot of times it's going to default to an MP4 video. We don't want a video, right? Because you have to click play and it only plays once. So click on that drop down and you're going to want to go down and choose GIF. That's the looping animation that we want. Once you have that selected, click download. You're going to see it process down here for a little while. Again, depending on how many layers and how long it is, this time can vary. Luckily, I've already downloaded a copy of my GIF because I want to show you how to test it. So once you're done, open up a new browser window like this, grab your animated GIF and just drag it into the new window so that you can see it. Why do we do this? Because this is what your GIF is going to look like. This is what your students are going to see. And you want to just give it one more last sort of look over and go, wow, okay, this looks good. Or maybe you need to go back and tweak it. But that's how you test it before you actually start putting it in your LMS or an email or a text message. You look at it here. So hopefully this helps. Hopefully this is an easy way to sort of get into creating that virtual present. This is the lower hanging fruit versus, you know, starting off with trying to make a 5-minute video. So hopefully this helps. As always, if you need any help, reach out to me. If you have any questions, reach out to me. But yeah, have fun making your first animated GIF. Bye, everybody.